Back on duty in studio, joined by Tim McDonald. I'm Bobby Broyles for a quick edition of This Week in CAA Football presented by Geico. The dog days of summer upon us, Tim, and look, we're changing things up a little bit.
Changing up a little bit. Got to get in an athletic position.
Indeed.
Ready
exactly. I know you enjoy the athletic position, indeed. It's been a quiet off-season for us, but today that changes with the announcement of CAA Football's annual television package that, again, is one of the best in the FCS. This fall's lineup features a total of 18 games televised on broadcast partners Comcast, Sportsnet, and the American Sports Network. A
good lineup again. Again, not a boring Wednesday for CAA football fans. All of a sudden, you're getting that feel. The season's approaching. It's a great day to be alive and be a CAA football fan as things get closer. You look at NBC Sports Regional Networks. That's our classics. That's the Comcast Mid-Atlantic, CSN New England, CSN Philadelphia, and SNY is also included in that. That's going to be 11 conference games and 1 non-conference game as well, so happy to have them back again. And obviously we're now in our 3rd season with ASN. They're going to have 8 games as well throughout the fall continued, so just up and down the board, another solid list of games. And you're going to see a lot of different teams playing.
Absolutely exciting times. CAA Football's complete TV package includes at least 1 game on every Saturday between September 10th and November 19th, with 7 of those Saturdays having 2 or more televised league contests. Should be noted that you can watch television games through mobile, desktop, tablet, and smart TV devices because the NBC Sports app is going to stream all of the conference's CSN contests this fall.
That's going to be really exciting too. For people, I can't watch the main Richmond game. I can't watch that. Now you can with the app through those. Again, that's just the CSN games, but it's still exciting to get that extra coverage.
Absolutely. Not going to bait you into looking at all the matchups, Tim, but give me a few that jump out right away at you.
Well, you put me on the spot here. I didn't prepare for this, but I guess if I could look at a
couple
of games.
You prepared yourself.
I guess if I could look at a couple of games, maybe I'll start with the conference opener for both teams. That's September 17th. Richmond at Stony Brook. That's an ASN game at noon. That to me is a really intriguing game because you have Richmond at UVA versus Norfolk State. And you have Stony Brook opening the year versus North Dakota, a team who could have gone to the playoffs last year, and then at Temple. So both of these games, the 3rd game of the season, the conference opener, a lot's going to be on the line. I think it's an interesting matchup just because you look at Richmond's offense and what they did last year versus Stony Brook. Has to replace a lot of people, but still has some key members back as well. And that same day, you also have the Comcast opener. What else can you ask for in Philly? Towson and Villanova. That's another game that we know Towson is a team that is coming back with a lot of weapons. The run game is probably going to be the focal point. You look at Villanova, a team who last year people thought they were done. Sure enough, came back in the end and almost made the playoffs with Bednarczyk as quarterback. A lot of new faces for that Villanova team, but that's also another critical opener. I'll go to the middle of the year. William & Mary at JMU on October 8th. That's a Comcast game at 3:30. What else can you say about that rivalry? Just a phenomenal game. JMU Stadium is going to be absolutely packed with both fans. Then following week, I like the intriguing matchup here. Madison has to head to New Hampshire. That's their 2nd visit to New England. They also head to Maine earlier that year. But that's October 15th. That's at noon on ASN 2. That game to me is intriguing too, just Madison having to go to New Hampshire's new stadium. Then, of course, later in October, CSN has Towson and Delaware on 3:30. That's a game that I think we know it's been a little bit of a rivalry in the past, but I think down the stretch, we know Delaware's defense is probably going to be one of the best defenses in the conference this season. And Towson, like we said, that run game, can they sustain that throughout the season and come to that game? Then the last thing, I'm going to look at Richmond hosting Delaware as well. I know the Spiders have a lot of weapons, and like I said, that Delaware defense is so critical. But that's a game on Comcast that could have a lot of implications, especially not only for playoff, but for the rights to host the CAA championship.
Indeed, with that game in November. And of course, we can't forget the 2 wild card games. There will be 2 wild card games.
Explain that wild card process.
Wild card games. So in ASN and CSN, 2 weeks before the weekend of November 19th, we'll pick our
basically
2 last games.
Okay, so
right at the end of the season.
If someone maybe could make the playoffs, and they say, okay, well, that's going to be an important game.
Yep, it's going to be that. Basically, the wild card games at the end of the season are going to be the headliners going into that Saturday.
It's got a little switching it up a little bit.
Exactly. Should be good times. CAA Football will have more details on TV coverage for non-conference games later this summer. It's crazy to think that we are 30-plus days away from CAA Football Media Day on July 26th. M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore is home for Media Day 2016, and Tim, we'll be there covering that event.
Everyone will be there. We'll be there live. And again, I'm trying to enjoy the summer. You're kind of breaking my rule right now. There's still a couple of days left, but I know it is crazy. We're going to start talking Media Day soon. I know we're all ready for the season to get started. Again, people forget, too, Media Day is an awesome day for us, too. I mean, and for the fans. Student athletes are going to be in attendance. Coaches are going to be in attendance. And before you know it, I'm going to be here in studio previewing Media Day with you. So I'm going to try to enjoy my summer before it's over.
Indeed. Couldn't have said it better myself, my friend. For Tim McDonald, I'm Bobby Broyles. Enjoy your summer. We'll be back before you know it.